Hello and welcome to my Let's Play of Quantum Conundrum. This is part 10. And I'm OneMadHatt, and let's kick things off. Alright, so for this first puzzle, what you need to do is you need to summon this safe from the dolly. And you don't need to throw it over there. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. You can do whatever you want. You're playing the game. Well, technically I'm playing the game, but you know what I mean. If you're following this as a guide, which I don't know why you would, because I'm terrible, you can throw that over there if you want. You don't need to, but what you do need to do in order to progress, you need to put this safe right over, not here. Wait, is it here?
Well,
yes.
That's a step up.
Basically just anywhere to jump up here, and then you see the random noise generator to your left, but we can't get to that yet, so we're gonna cut and jump down here. You don't need the safe like I thought you did, so don't worry about going back and picking it up. And now we see the lasers, we see a bunch of buttons.
You'll be able to get that battery somehow.
And a bunch of dollies. So just getting a bearing for our surroundings here. So that one throws a safe right next to us, and this one will throw a sofa. Yeah, sofa. Or I think that's technically a love seat. I guess it doesn't really matter. And then we're just gonna skip ahead to where I solve the puzzle. Essentially what you have to do is you have to hit all three of them at the same time, wait for this safe to come up. Come up. Slow motion. No. And this is also how you get the random noise generator. What you're going to do is you're going to jump on here, and you're going to just sail across here, and you can pick up the random noise generator. Or I'm sorry, this is not a random noise generator. This is a blueprint.
Another blueprint set. Well, check back in the research and development lab when you have a spare moment.
And then what you want to do is you want to hit all the buttons again. You want to jump back onto the safe, like I'm going to do in a moment. And in slow motion again. And I wanted to stay in slow motion. You obviously don't necessarily need to, but I wanted to stay in slow motion. I eventually get impatient, I believe, but... Do I? Nope, points for being patient. But I wanted to keep it in slow motion because... Well, never mind. Because I didn't want to miss the safe, or the sofa, which I don't. I get it. And then just come up here and catch the heavy IDF battery. Catch it. There we go. And what we need to do is we need to get back over to the other side. So, wait, do we? Or is it up here?
Another reason why I've installed the dolly devices everywhere is to help counteract Ike's never-ending chasm of the stomach.
And you don't need to be up here. This is just a little Ike Easter egg. I'm trying to see if I can... I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm pre-recording this, so I probably should have cut that out. But whatever, we're going to keep moving on ahead. And so what you need to do is we need to come back down here. We need to get the safe. We need to go back over to the beginning of the level. I said we need to come back down here. We need to get the safe. Get the safe. There we go. Wait. There we go. And get to the beginning, back to the beginning of the level. Or miss it completely. Don't worry about this, folks. This is just, you know. I want you guys to think I'm human. Like, I didn't just completely beat this game, because I'm sure I had you all fooled that I'm this good. And then don't drop it. Throw it in there if you want. Or just place it. Placing is probably better in the long run. And then what you actually need to do for the next part... Just a second. What you actually need to do for the next part is you need that second safe. So I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to catch the safe train again. And jump up. And we're going to take this safe with us. And in order to activate the pressure pad... In order to activate the pressure pad, in order to go to the next room, we're going to need to take this safe with us. And up. And this is why the heavy dimension is important, because if we don't have it, these lasers are going to destroy our safe. Right. And I don't understand what this blue thing here is for, but you can just jump onto the platform from the laser bay.
Sometimes my sister is far too nosy. If I wanted house guests, I would have asked for them. Not only do I have to worry about myself, I am obligated to have concern for you too.
And we go on to the path to higher learning. Now this is extremely difficult. I'll be honest, I didn't get this first part myself. My friend, or my roommate at the time, was watching me play this level, and he figured out the solution for me. So we're gonna just move around here. We see that we got the fans there, so we know that the fluffy dimension's probably gonna come into play at one point.
You're going to want to retrieve another battery first.
And then we throw this, and we see that there's lasers and that there's fans, so we're probably, like Professor Quadrangle said, we're probably gonna have to need at least one other battery. And there's one place we haven't explored, right over here. And, you know, there's the random...
What kids sound like, but this still creeps me out.
Random noise generators hidden up there. That's why you always want to keep your eyes open. Now this is...
Intriguingly tricky.
This took me so long to figure out. And it took me like 2 recording sections. And my friend, my roommate, eventually got just had the solution. And he was... Well, essentially what you have to do is you have to jump here. And then you have to jump in normal time. And I kind of tried to do that. But... Alright, now let's do this successfully. That goes down, slow down time, and jump. A little delayed there, and then jump, and slow down, and we're on the platform. And we're on the platform. There we go. And we just hit the button.
Pushing buttons as Desmond. I think you found your calling.
Just waiting for the chair to be thrown, and then up. And we have a little elevator up to the fluffy IDF battery. IDS.
I've discovered that his species has the uncanny ability to observe the world in several dimensions at the same time. I suppose that made Ike rather unhinged. Great, you got the fluffy battery.
Yeah, and Ike was sounding a little bit creepy. I was confused at first, then I realized it was in the slow dimension, so it was slowing down his noise. Making it just a little creepier. Alright, and then you just hit the button to get a little table to get to the other side. And now we're gonna
put the... I think you'll want one more battery.
In order to get that, it's gonna be on the other side of this... I don't know, chasm of fans, and what you're going to do is you're going to go into Fluffy, pick up a piece of furniture, and you're just going to drop down. You're going to just place it onto the fan. You're going to go in a regular dimension, and you're going to jump on it, go back into Fluffy dimension, and you have your personal lift up to the heavy IDF battery. I believe it's heavy. Yep, it's heavy.
Nicely done with retrieving the heavy battery.
Then I just walk up here. And then I just throw it, and then you can just do the same thing in order that you got to the side with the battery. You can do the exact same thing to get back over to the side with the battery receiver, whatever it's called. And don't miss. Missing is bad. And so now that that's done, we just come up here. And now we have the tools necessary to complete this puzzle.
Those safes are a little excitable.
So what you're supposed to do, and I don't really show it that well, is just supposed to go into heavy dimension, let them fall to the floor.
All the way down. First.
What he says. Not like that. And don't die, but once they hit the floor in the heavy dimension, they'll come back. If you time it right, you need to time it so that it's heavy as it's going up through the lasers, and then once you time it right, they're all going to be synchronized like that, and you can just jump across the platform. Be careful to make sure it's not too low, because I did that once and it was not fun.
You know, I was like you once. 12, or is it 10? And that's where the similarity ends.
Arrogance. And hop.
I
I thought he said.
it, though, you've come quite a ways. Commendable.
Oh, I thought he said more. Probably should have waited a bit longer. We're gonna come through this
don't
little
let it get to your head.
upper
This
area.
whole process is rather inconvenient, but I've found that it's better to be safe than sorry when utilizing more energy in 5 minutes than the Hoover Dam produces in a year.
Alright, and then we're gonna open this door. I believe if I'm thinking correctly, this is where that's where the power generator is. We're not gonna get to it to this episode, so look forward to that. Part 11. Yay. And so this is just a jumping
really
section.
Sorry. You'll need to get up and cross there.
So we have a little platforming section here. It's better to be at the end of these or in the middle, just so you have more time to jump. But essentially what the dollies are going to do is they're just going to vomit up stuff that you need to jump across. Not much to say.
This probably isn't the safest place you've been this week.
It's not too difficult. The end kind of gets a little sketchy if you do it wrong. This is my actual second attempt on this part. I just didn't jump enough times at the last part that we're coming up to with the, what is it called, the footrests. Not this part. And jump. This is more nerve-wracking than you would think. It sounds like there's a bunch of angry bees in my ear listening to the slowdown. And then both sides are going to vomit out these footrests. And then there's an equal side right over there. If you're too low, it's possible to get too low for this. And hop. And then I was a little bit worried that I didn't make it. But if you wait too long on the bottom step waiting for the other bottom step, you're just going to fall. Alright, I think we're just about done here. I'm just going to do my little YouTube spiel now. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff you know how to do. Indiegogo campaign for the Nerdy Bum. If it's still up by the time you're looking for it, that's in the description as well. It's going to be... We have all these awesome posters. We have, I think, well, posters and shirts and buttons. And you can go look at that at your leisure. If you missed it, I'm sorry you missed it. If you wanted anything. And... Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, / OneMadHatt with 2 T's. Those are in the description as well. And I think that's it. Let's see. YouTube spiel, links. That's about it. So we're just gonna hit this dolly and then find the battery receiver, and then pick up the heavy and was that Fluffy? Yeah. And we're gonna end this video in now.